This is Tita Safina, and I would like to take you through an occupied bed. However, before we continue, we have to know what an occupied bed is. And this is a bed whereby there is already a patient in the bed, and we just have to make the bed for the patient, then the patient goes back to the bed. It will be a continuation of the unoccupied bed or the empty bed. Okay, so before we start off, there are some requirements we need for making that bed or for making an occupied bed. And on our trolley, we shall need extra linen on top of what we had for the empty bed or for the hospital bed. We shall need a bottom sheet. We shall need a draw sheet and a top sheet. Just after changing from where the patient was using. Just in case the patient had soiled the linen, the bottom and the top, we're going to put it in a bucket with a disinfectant to decontaminate. We shall need 2 chairs for stripping the linen at the bedside, and we shall need a dirty linen container just to put in our dirty linen if it is not soiled. Then lastly, we shall need a screen for privacy. And then a hand washing facility. And for this case, we are going to use a hand rub to clean our hands. We all know very well that bed making is a 2 nurses procedure, so I'll welcome my assistant so that we can make the bed together. And she's by the names of Sister Frida. So before we start off with bed making, we have to first pull the bed away from the wall. Procedure, we have to make sure our hands are clean, so we're going to clean our hands with a hand rub. This is a measure of preventing infection or cross-contamination. Then after that, we're going to pull the bed away from the wall. We're going to unstrip the linen before we start stripping them off. So after that, we are going to remove one by one. Remember, we had a patient in this bed, and the patient is told to sit at the chair as we make the bed for the patient. We remove the pillow and put it on the bottom shelf. We unfold the blanket. Put it on the chairs. We remove the top linen, and for this case, since the patient has been in this linen, it is now dirty. So we're going to put it in our dirty linen container. Then we as well have to remove the draw sheet. Since it is also dirty, we put it in a dirty linen container. We remove the draw Macintosh. Lastly, we can remove our bottom sheet. And put it in the dirty linen container. Then remove the bottom Macintosh and prepare the bed very well. So we're going to start from how we have to make the bed, and by so doing we have to check the firmness of the bed. Make sure you stand in the middle of the bed to prevent over movement. some nurse will have to change the bed. Where the top was, it would look at the bottom. So after that, we straighten, remove creases. And then we start bed making, like for that of an unoccupied bed. Start with your bottom Macintosh, with your long Macintosh. Make sure it is well distributed on the bed. Then we had a clean bottom sheet, which we are changing. Spread it evenly on the bed. As we are tapping, we start with the head of the bed. Make sure you meet at the corners very well. And then we tuck in the bottom, meet at the corners, and then tuck in the bed. So after that, we go to our draw Macintosh, spread it evenly on the bed, tuck in the Macintosh. We get our clean draw sheet, we spread it on the bed still. You have to make sure your bed is looking smart as we're doing all this. Then we get our clean top linen, still spread it on the bed. The inside should be looking up or facing up. For this case, we only tuck in the bottom. And then we tuck in. We get our blanket. Spread it on the bed. Then tuck in the bottom side and meet at the corners. So lastly, we get our counter pen. Spread it on the bed very well. We tuck in the bottom. Middle. Then you bring the blanket, making sure your bed is neat, and lastly, the top sheet. So after way. Remember, we have a patient already waiting to enter the bed, so we are not going to cover this bed. And then lastly, we get our pillow. Make sure the open side is not facing the door. And we leave our patient comfortable. Because the patient is ready to enter the bed, the patient can enter the bed from here. We pull back the bed to the wall. So after that, we have to clear away everything we've used. And then lastly, we wash our